sound of that traditional hymn, Amazing Grace, where Amy Inocencio recounts the amazing story behind its inspiring lyrics.
Sung an estimated 10 million times each year, Amazing Grace marks its 250th anniversary this New Year's Day. Its birth not of American black spirituals, as some believe, but across the Atlantic, here in the tiny English market town of Olney, some 60 miles north of London.
What's it like being ground zero for where Amazing Grace actually started?
Well, it's quite, I was going to say amazing, but yeah, it is quite amazing.
Music journalist Steve Turner wrote the book on the famous song. Its lyrics older than the Declaration of Independence.
Why do you think Amazing Grace was ultimately sung during?
I think it's because, you know, I was lost and now I'm found, I was blind and now I see. I mean, it's an experience most people can relate to.
Those words are life reflections of John Newton.
He became the captain of a slave ship, so that's when he started training.
A slave trader who nearly died in a shipwreck, he became a minister, then later an abolitionist. He penned a sermon for his New Year's service at the Church of St. Peter and St. Paul.
The famous words of Amazing Grace were written on a frosty December day, much like this, but the tune, that would be written for more than half a century later.
This is what we might have heard on that first morning of 1773. One of several earliest known tunes paired to his words, but for several decades, no one melody was consistently linked to Amazing Grace, until
it caught the imagination of America. Amazing Grace is, in a sense, the story of starting this new life and going through the toils and the snares.
In 1835, an American Baptist published the Southern Harmony Hymn Book with a song at the time titled New Britain. Its use of shape notes, triangles, ovals, circles, and squares made it easier for the masses to read. It spread to the deep south, the enslavers, and the enslaved.
The slaves were made to go to the churches of the landowners that they thought, which they took very much to heart because they knew what it was like in a very real way to be in exile.
By the 20th century, Amazing Grace became more closely tied to black spirituals than the civil rights movement. And then in 1970, as antipathy toward the Vietnam War peaked, folk singer Judy Collins' raw rendition marked a rebirth.
When I looked at all the songs that I could find that had ever been recorded, like 90-95% were post Judy Collins.
Amazing Grace is a song of
Hope and healing. It has a feeling about, surviving terrible things. And it gives you a moment of hope. Sometimes that's all we need, isn't it?
The song has since emerged time and again in national grief and crisis.
How sweet the sound.
Including during the COVID lockdown. A priest played Collins' original for doctors toiling at a London hospital. Inspired, Collins released a new interpretation a virtual choir of 1,000 international singers.
I'll sing it anywhere I can get a chance.
How about a chance right now?
Well, I'll sing you one line. Amazing grace. That's all I'll sing. I'll give you a taster.
From a little town in England, Amazing Grace is now renowned around the world. And even above. John Newton would never have imagined.
His grave is right outside. How do you think the man would think about his words having gone global now?
I think he'd be really pleased. There are not many songs in the world in the last 250 years